Everybody feeling fine. There ain't no business like show business, baby.
Show
It is showtime. We're
and we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a good time, each and every one.
How does it feel being here tonight and being part of the visual effects festivities, celebrating your work?
It's like unreal to me. I don't think I realize what's going on. It's really, really exciting.
Something I'm very curious about. You're nominated for supporting visual effect tonight for Source Code. I'm curious, what qualifies your work as a supporting effect? Is it one of the effects, like a train explosion, or exactly what does it mean to be a supporting effect?
I think that it's the fact that there's 850 VFX shots in source code and nobody could tell that there's that many.
Wow.
Yeah, and Louis was explaining, yes, go ahead.
The whole story happens in a train, and there was never any real trains involved, so it's all CGI trains and green screen windows. So I mean, our trick for us is to make belief, and it's being a magician in a way, to convey the audience that they feel that they are in the real train, the story is really happening, and they have no idea that we were involved. And that's what supporting visual effects is.
What did you actually have to start with first in regards to creating the environment? Was it the interior of the train, or was it just getting the scale of the actual cars of the train to make it realistic?
Well, I mean, there's many challenges when you start a movie, and you have to ask many questions. Should we shoot the movie for real in the real train in Chicago? And it makes sense at some point financially to shoot in studio, and you control the environment, and you get to open the train and create the train the way you want. So that's the kind of decision that you have to take, and then after that you have to decide how to get the elements together, because you shoot against green screen. So obviously you need to go and shoot in Chicago, like the environment, what's happening behind, and work also with the interaction, light interaction, so you really feel you're inside that train. So that's the big challenge.
My name is Mark Weigert. We're all nominated for Anonymous, the Roland Emmerich movie.
Oh yes, What were you doing on Anonymous? What were the visual effects that people would have seen on that movie?
Well, hopefully most of the visual effects that people haven't seen, because they're all kind of invisible type of effects. We actually built the city of London in the 16th century. The whole movie takes place during the Elizabethan time,
right.
And so we have a lot of shots in the city of London, in the courtyards, castles, on the River Thames, and so on. So basically half an hour of film time.
The invisible effects are the ones where you would suspect or expect that a lot of sets were being built, which they weren't. And so it was a lot of green screen.
It's an interesting combination. I spoke with the production designer on Saturday night who was here for the art directors.
Yes,
and
exactly.
he was telling me about actually building the Globe Theatre from scratch. So it's an interesting combination of a practical effect with the visual effect.
Yes.
How did you guys actually coordinate your work together to make it fit so seamlessly?
Well, the first thing you have to do is figure out where does it make sense to build something for real, where the actors need really the interaction, there's a lot of footage being shot, and where doesn't it make sense, whereas the scale is so big that you have to do an visual effect. That's the first thing we determine, and then actually Sebastian, the art director, the production designer, actually designs the look of what we want to see, and we find reference of old paintings, drawings, and so on together, and then start building it and make sure that whatever gets built for real is exactly the same as what we build in the computer.
It's a very, very close collaboration with the art department.
Were there some different challenges or some unique twists that you incorporated into the second installment of Kung Fu Panda?
We had to make sure that it was bigger and much more impressive than the first, because people expect more in a sequel, but at the same time making it beautiful.
We definitely want to take that artistic idea that was in the first film and, like Jen said, blow that up and make it even bigger.
This is the first stereo movie that we've done. The first one wasn't in 3D and this was 3D, so that was a huge new opportunity, really amazing chance to explore that filmmaking, but add some complexity to the production process, which was fun challenge for everybody. We tried to make sure that it was an immersive experience, something that was very easy to watch, but also enhanced the feeling of being there. And something like this, which is a huge-scale kung fu movie, it allowed you to really feel like you're there with everybody in the set. And none of this actually exists. And the fact that it feels like it does, it really shows how well these people do their work.
You're having to matte paint on geometry a lot more. That blend of geometry that's surfaced into matte painted elements is, you have to make it seamless or else you'll notice. So I think that they stepped up the game there, you know. There's a wide shot when you pull out at the end of the shot of the film that goes from CG to all matte painting where you're flying for hundreds of miles and you can't tell. You know, it's beautiful.